to help you remember the order of operations. One of them is, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So that's one that a lot of people have heard. And then the other one is PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. So PEMDAS is what a lot of folks use to understand the order of operations. P stands for parentheses. You'll also hear other people use G for grouping symbols, but it is parentheses. Oop, I left out the N. And then E stands for exponent. So anytime that there is an exponent on the problem, you're going to do that next. M stands for multiplication, and D stands for division. You'll notice that they are both on step 3, and both on step 4 are addition and subtraction. So when you get ready to do these things, you're going to go in the order of the way that you see them. So I'm going to use a nice basic one first that does use all of the symbols. So we're going to start with 10 minus 7 raised to the 4th power plus 2 times 3 to the 2nd power. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is look for any parentheses. So when I look at this problem, I see a parentheses around the 10 minus 7. So I'm going to start with that and do 10 minus 7 first. I don't deal with exponents until after I've done the parentheses. So what is 10 minus 7? That is going to give me a 3, so I'm going to rewrite this and I'm going to bring it down in a stacking fashion so that I'm going in order of using the order of operations. So you'll notice I brought down the 3, I kept the exponent of 4, put the plus 2 times 3 squared. After I do that, then I recognize that step 2 is to do the exponent. And I see 2 different exponents, so I'm going to deal with each one separately. In case you forgot, an exponent means that you're going to take the base, which in our case on this first one is a 3, and you're going to multiply it times itself the number of times the exponent tells you to do that. So you're going to actually, and we're going to do this off to the side so you see that, 3 to the 4th really means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So when we multiply that out, we know 3 times 3 is a 9. 3 times 3 is a 9. What is 9 times 9? Well, that's 81. And to me, it's the fastest way to do multiplication of exponents to break it down a little bit. So I'm going to get an 81 for 3 to the 3rd. Plus 2, and I still have to deal with the 3 squared. So if I'm doing 3 squared off to the side, I know that just means 3 times 3, which we know is a 9. So I'm going to put times 9. As I continue to look at this, I recognize the fact that I have step 3, which is multiplication and division next, and then step 4, which is addition and subtraction. So if I'm looking at this line that I'm looking at right now, I have addition and multiplication in that line. Which one do I do first according to the order of operation? Well, I need to do the multiplication first. So what is 2 times 9? That's an 18. Bring down your addition, bring down your 81. Then you have last, just 81 plus 18. So 1 plus 8 gives me a 9, 8 plus 1 gives me a 9, so my answer to that entire problem is 99. It's interesting because order of operation often makes like a pyramid look to it when you do it. And off to the side you'll see that I showed my scrap work because it's important to keep that in mind as you work problems. Alright, I'm going to give you another one, a common mistake, and it's interesting that a lot of people mess this up. So I'm going to use 6 divided by 3, and I'm going to use a parentheses too, because there's a different meaning in parentheses on this one. Parentheses here means multiplication, so you'll notice that there is a single number inside the parentheses, so you know that that means multiplied times 3. So in order to do the order of operations correctly, when I read this problem, I see this as 6 divided by 3 times a 2. Even though it's a parentheses, it's not the same thing as step number 1 in the order of operations. You're going to have to deal with the 3 times 2, not first. It is a multiplication. According to the order of operations, step 3, anytime you have multiplication and division, you do it from left to right. So you're going to start with 6 divided by 3, and you're going to get a 2, and you're going to bring down your times 2. You had to do the 6 divided by 3 first because it's from left to right in terms of order of operations. What is 2 times 2? That's a 4. So again, here's your order of operations. One more example just to make sure we're coming across here, and that's where we'll stop. The last example I want to give you is, what if I gave you 36 divided by 6 times 3 plus 5? If I do that, again, I'm going from left to right because you'll see I have division, then I have multiplication, and then I have addition. So I'm noticing that that's what I have. According to the operations, I have to do multiplication and division in the order I see it from left to right. Would you agree then that 36 divided by 6 needs to be done first? That will give me a 6 times 3 plus 5. Continuing with the order of operations, I have to either do multiplication or addition. So 6 times 3 is 18 plus 5, and then you're going to do 18 plus 5. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You can use your fingers. It's quite all right. I do. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been given those. And that is how you do order of operations.